2014, the journal Science.org conducted a somewhat strange experiment. A few children who are going to university have been taken here. They are left in an empty room for 5 minutes. They have nothing to do in this except one thing. They can press the button there and give them an electric shock. In the end, 67% of the men and 25% of the women who participated in it have decided that a little shock is better than laziness. Some people have experienced that little shock several times. Also, even those who have not received the shock will think to press that button. Almost all of them said that when they went out, they were tired of feeling bored for those minutes. You may have heard about this test. This is the best example of how much people dislike boredom. How to turn the boredom that everyone is bored to our advantage? Laziness is the root cause of many of our problems, but at the same time, it is also the solution to all of them. Think about this. If you were placed in an empty room with just a book and a phone, you would have 3 options. 1. Do nothing. 2. Read the book. 3. Use the phone. There's a high chance you pick up the phone because your brain is naturally drawn to activities that release more dopamine, the chemical responsible for pleasure and motivation. However, if you were sent to the same room again, but only with a book, you would be left with just 2 choices. In this case, instead of doing nothing, your brain would prefer reading the book because it offers a higher dopamine reward compared to just sitting idly. Even if you don't like reading, you might still flip through the pages or look at the pictures, simply because your brain dislikes doing nothing even more. Now ask yourself, what kind of environment do you create for yourself? Is your workspace filled with distractions that provide more dopamine than studying? If your study area has highly stimulating distractions, like a phone, it's natural that your attention will be drawn to it. The key then is to remove or distance yourself from these distractions. This is a much simpler and more effective approach than extreme strategies like monk mode or dopamine detox, which require weeks of practice. I'm not saying those methods don't work, but a simple trick like this can be highly effective. I realized this myself last year in the last week of March. At my home, our Wi-Fi data resets at the end of the month, and that time, I had also run out of mobile data. I turned on the TV, but nothing interested me. With no other options left, I started writing my next book. Not because I was feeling motivated or disciplined, but simply because there was nothing else to do. So the takeaway is not to force yourself to work harder, but rather to eliminate the easier distractions. Of course, you can't wait for your Wi-Fi to run out or throw away your phone and TV, but you can turn off your phone or laptop and keep them away while working. The farther those distractions are, the more likely your brain is to focus on the task at hand. Don't misunderstand my point. I'm not saying you should be lazy. The idea is that when laziness strikes, you should minimize your options so that only the difficult but necessary tasks remain. If you reflect on it, you'll realize that you've been looking at laziness from the wrong perspective all along. Before this video ends, here's an interesting mental exercise you can try. Go into your room and stare at a blank wall for 10 minutes. Do absolutely nothing. Just be alone with your thoughts. This may feel extremely boring at first, but research shows that this kind of activity greatly improves planning, creativity, and problem-solving skills. Try it and see what happens. Good luck.